Hi, friends. The intros are so anticlimactic. Anticlimactic? Climactic. No, climatic. Spelling's never been my strong suit. The intros are so lackluster because of the lack of music. You guys who missed the show the other day, you don't know this, but I can't use my intro music anymore because what did it do? It demonetized every video I've ever put up, which is good for me during this time of my industry falling apart, TWG ending, me losing my last job. It is what I was hoping for, was demonetization. So mission accomplished. Houston, we have a problem. Today we're going to be talking about space stuff. Listen, we have so many things to talk about. I have so many things to talk about today that when I knew I was doing the show tonight, because we're doing Wednesday show in place of War Girls now here live at the Roxy, I was like, I got to start writing down some of the stuff that I need to talk to them about. So I've been just like keeping a notepad, and we're going to go through all of that stuff, because what I'm thinking is that I'm going to try to do TV talk one day a week and live at the Roxy, essentially venting, problem solving, whatever you want to call it, sessions another day a week. As a heads up, next Wednesday, I have a movie premiere I have to go to. So I'm going to do this show, I believe, on Tuesday instead, but I'll let you guys know on Sunday what I'm going to do for that. I think I'm going to be live again Sunday night. I know it will be Easter. Let me know if that works for you guys anyway. I figure Easter is kind of a morning brunch thing, but you guys let me know. All right. So something about me that I've learned. First of all, streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer. Super chat in if you want to continue to have this show going, if you want to support the show. If you have questions, comments, concerns that you want read out loud, I'll read every super chat, every Streamlabs. Creators prefer Streamlabs because we get a higher percentage of it. YouTube takes 50% from super chat. That's the way that it works. All right, send them in. Something about me is that, as you guys know, I hate trivia. I hate feeling like somebody's quizzing me on something. Number one, my mind just goes blank. And number two, I just find the dynamic to be very odd. Like, why do you have to question me? Why can't you just tell me what the thing is? But I love fun facts. I hate trivia. Trivia has never worked for me. Funny, because I was part of movie trivia Schmodown for so long. And I find it to be very impressive when that is how somebody's brain works. But that's why, as a manager, I never competed, because when somebody says to me, like, what is, I just hate being asked. And it could be something I know very well. Like, even one of my close friends, Mark Ellis, the other day was texting me, and he was like, I'm watching the last movie that I saw with you in theaters. And I was like, what is it? And he sent me a picture and was like, recognize it now? And I was like, can you just fucking tell me what it is? Can you just tell me? I was like, I hate trivia. He was like, oh, I'm watching Air. And it's like, if I had actually my brain had slowed down and I just looked at the photo, I would have been able to tell you that was Air. But when I feel like somebody is asking me a trivia question, I feel like I'm getting attacked. It's crazy. I've told everybody I hate trivia, but I love fun facts. Why is that relevant here? I find so many fun facts a day because Grammy tells me a lot of stuff about history, or I'm on TikTok and Instagram and I find things, and I want to start bringing more fun facts to you guys, because there's so many things that I learn that are so random, and then I'm like, I have nobody to tell this to. So I think I'm going to start implementing a fun fact every show. And here's my fun fact for today that I learned today and was like, oh, that's cool. Who am I going to tell that to? I guess you guys. Did you know that when Tom Holland was auditioning for Spider-Man, he was currently on set working on an indie with John Bernthal. John Bernthal at the time was also auditioning for Punisher. So they both read with each other for their auditions for Spider-Man and for Punisher. And then they both ended up getting the jobs. So John helped Tom get Spidey, and Tom helped John get Punisher. That's a fun fact. You know what I don't want somebody to do? Who was the actor who helped Tom get Spider-Man? No. Just tell me. If you have the information, why are you quizzing me? It used to be I think this all stems back to driving with my brother as the little sister on our way to school. And every time a song would come on, do you know who sings this? Do you know who sings this? Do you know who sings this? If you know who sings this, just tell me who sings it. Why do you have to quiz me? Why do you have to quiz me? So anyway, that's a fun fact for today. Do you guys like implementing a fun fact of the show? Do you care at all about it? Let me know your fun facts in the comments or in the Streamlabs if you want me to read them today. In the comments if you want me to just know them in general, because I love me a good fun fact. That's not what we're talking about today, though, but welcome to the show. Here is what we're talking about. The internet has lost its absolute goddamn mind over a group of women celebrities going to space. And we're going to talk about it. And we're going to sort through it together. Bill Gates has said that in the next 10 years, AI is likely going to replace the majority of our doctors and teachers. Our country has made some really interesting choices in the last little bit. Really, really interesting. Senator Cassidy, who's the one from a few weeks ago, who was like, listen, I know that my state has the highest death rates, but if you eliminate all of the Black women, we actually don't have the highest death rates. But he's been on a rampage again. So that the internet hates everything that I love, including Daredevil and Superman and Black Mirror. And even when they like the things that I like, they don't like how I like it. So we'll talk about that. And I guess the question of the show tonight is just like, are we fucked? And I don't mean like, are we fucked? Like, are we fucked for a little bit? Like, are we doing irreparable damage that cannot be undone? Or is there a way for us to genuinely fight back and be okay through all of this? Between the politics and the AI and the hate mongering and everything else. So those are some of the things I would like to talk about tonight. What do you guys want to talk about? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in. Let me know. It's gonna be a fun one. What's hard is that I love doing fun, exciting, upbeat, uplifting shows. It's just not where we're at right now as a society. Like, sometimes it kind of feels tone deaf to come on here and be like, everything's fabulous. And it's like, low-key, nothing is fabulous. I mean, some things, but not everything. So if there are really positive things going on, also send those in so that we can talk about that. Let's start with support from RQMDSMD, who says, just sending some support. Thank you, RQMDSMD. Really appreciate you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thanks for the support to start out our show. And thanks to everybody who has come over here instead of doing World Girl Wednesdays, doing Live with Roxy Wednesdays. It doesn't have the same ring to it, but we'll build it out, babes. We'll build it out. Build it and they shall come. Every time, this is where I'm a child. You guys tell me if you're a child too. Do you guys think about as the segs? That's what they allow me to say here. Every time somebody says come, build it and they were come. Like, child behavior. It's like every time somebody says duty and I'm like, ha 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 ha. I just don't think I'll ever grow up in those ways. Like, if you're going to say come or duty, I'm a giggle. Something about me, I'm a giggle. And that's where I'm at. Okay. Pulling out my handy dandy notebook, aka my phone. I wish I kept a notebook around with me, but your phone just has notes pad app and it's just easier to talk about all of these things. Do you guys want to start with me talking about my personal life this week? Or do you want me to start by talking about the world, entertainment, politics, whatever it is this week? So P for personal life first or W for world first? In the chat, send them in. And in the meantime, do 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 do. What a bop. Do 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 do. I feel like I was on point with that. Come on. All right, we're getting a lot of peas, so let's go with the peas. I got peas on my head, but don't call me a pea head. If you know, you know. So here's what's going on in the annoying world of my personal life this week. And I'm smiling because it's so fucking painful that sometimes you have to smile through it. We're dealing with the aftermath of Papo's passing, which is A, unbelievably expensive, B, unbelievably time consuming, C, unbelievably frustrating. So many different things, lessons that I've learned through this process, so that in case any of you guys are ever dealing with this with somebody. But number one, Papo had a pacemaker and he is being cremated. And now that he is at the cremation facility that he's at, they have let us know, after we already paid for the cremation, which you have to do prior to them coming to the house, they have let us know that they actually cannot cremate him until the pacemaker is removed, which they can do for an additional fee. This is how they fuck you. This is how they get you. That question was never asked of us. Now he's at the facility, and now they want more money. It's like, you've got to be kidding me. And I understand that these are businesses and profiting is, you need to make a profit in order to stay around. But doing things like this just makes you such a fuck. It's just such a fuck. Already, cremation is so much more expensive than you would imagine. But different cremation places vastly range in price. And you wonder kind of like, why are some so much more expensive than others? And the answer to that might be because maybe everything's included, maybe they're more transparent, maybe they're quicker. But it has been over 2 weeks since Papo passed. And now we're having this issue on top of another major issue, which is the one that is more time consuming, which I have to remain kind of vague about because the government and stuff. But when you are injured in the line of duty, the VA pays you monthly checks for an amount that they deem appropriate based on the injury you receive. And some of your injuries are 100% covered by the VA, and some of them are 70%, some of them are 50%, depends on what the injury is and how much they deem it to be war related. So Papo had some injuries that were 70% covered by the VA and some injuries that were 100% covered by the VA. And in order for Grammy to receive any kind of benefits, survivor benefits, you need certain things to be written down. But also additionally, like, it is challenging. What ended up happening with Papo, as I believe I talked to you guys about, was that he was no longer he stopped eating. When Papa was in the war, after the war, he developed ulcers. And those ulcers caused him to have to get a third of his stomach removed, which is a gastrectomy. So it was always hard for him to process food, as you guys can imagine. And so while there was a lot of things that went down at the end, there's just like certain things that need to be written out and listed in order for, it's just all very like, it's all very like technical. And until then, and until certain things happen, you're just kind of on the hook. Same thing with the VA, like in terms of cremation or burial, they will bury you in a, what is it called? A military cemetery, or they will reimburse you up to, it's like $900 for something, which cremation is significantly more expensive than that. But then in order to get reimbursed, there's like so much paperwork you have to, nothing is just like, yes, let's just reimburse you, like eventually we will. You have to go through so many things. So it's just very difficult when you're dealing with the grieving process to also be on the phone for up to 4 hours a day trying to figure out like how financially you're going to be able to do something, and then how physically you're going to be able to do it as well. And today I went over to Grammy's because she's very stressed about a lot of things. Not this, because this is not for her to deal with. So, she is the best. She's 100% with it. She's amazing. But she's 97, and like, give the woman a fucking break. Filling out paperwork is not her forte at this point. So, but I went over there and she's stressed about her own series of things. It's like things like, at the end, she was in one bed and he was in a hospital bed next to her. So like dealing with like getting the bed out, and then now rearranging her bed and getting out all of his medication and figuring out like all of those things, to like even dealing with different letters or items of his, or just things. There's just a lot to do, as any of you guys who have dealt with a death in the family. So it's just fucking upsetting. And like this morning, I'm on the phone for hours. Then I go over there and I'm dealing with all this stuff with her for hours. And then in the middle of all that, I'm getting just like work calls and emails, and, life just goes on, and it has to, but just very, very frustrating. And yeah. And also with this generation, it's a full generation of women who didn't work for the most part. And so they don't have the same Social Security benefits that following generations will have. They don't have the same benefits in general, pension, all of the things. And so that's why so many people of the greatest generation, especially the women, are outliving their money. I say all this to not just bitch about it, but just for anybody who is somebody who thinks that they might be in this position at some point. It's so helpful to deal with things before you're grieving, and just to have things squared away. If you're dealing with the VA, ask them before somebody passes, and it could be a decade before somebody passes. What is it that I will need to have accomplished in order to receive these benefits afterwards? If you're looking for survivor support, or because of an injury or whatever. If you want to go through, nobody wants to go through cremation, but I mean, like, if that's what you're choosing to do, I just mean that because nobody wants to have to think about that, but you can get a cremation place decades before you pass. Like, you can find a cremation place, you can pay for it and lock it in at that rate, and then have that contact and all of that waiting. And so when somebody does pass, they're the call, and then it's all taken care of. Everything's taken care of beforehand. there's all these things that like you can do. You can find a plot before you pass or before somebody passes. You can pick out a coffin. You can do all of this stuff beforehand. And especially the stuff that you need to do, which is like having an advance directive, which is like on there would be who makes the decisions in case you're not capable of making these decisions and all of this stuff. So these are all things just to think about. I'm starting to think about for my age. I hope to live another 100 years, but I don't want my family to have to deal with things when I'm gone. So it's too early for me right now. And if something happened to me, which it could happen tomorrow, you never know. That's tragic, but they're just going to have to deal with it. But I do think that for those of you who are the caretaker or somebody who you think has 10 or less years for any reason, just start knocking things out so that you don't have to be grieving at the same time of dealing with logistics. If you have questions on that, let me know. Anyway, those are some of the things. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, super chat in. Questions, comments, concerns, spits, bots, thoughts, twats, all of that good stuff. Shout out to the people in the Streamlabs, including, we'll see when it loads, RQMDSMD from before, and now Mr. ND Fanatic. What was a celebrity you met made you blush? Maybe who? Mine was Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm. I don't know what that is. She told me gorgeous blue eyes and great beard. I had rosy cheeks of Rudolph the red reindeer. That's hysterical. I don't know Lizzie Hale. Let me look her up. Lizzie Hale. Do you guys know who that is? Lizzie Hale. Oh, it's a Hailstorm's a band. Do I know this band? Maybe I do. You guys let me know. Do you know Hailstorm? And that's so cool. It's really nice to be complimented by people you're such a fan of. Really, really nice. When somebody that you just adore says something good about you, it's such a good feeling. So I'm so glad that you had that moment. That's so great. Somebody that I met that made me blush. I have had the blessing of meeting so many celebrities because of what I do for a living, from interviewing them to being an actress. Trying to think of who made me blush the most. It's a good question. Who made me blush? I don't think he made me blush, but I think the like most exciting for me was probably Matt LeBlanc, because I'm such a diehard Friends fan and he's from my hometown. And so I was just like so effing like giddy to talk to him. But it's not like he said anything to me that made me blush. A compliment from somebody. I don't know that any celebrities ever complimented me. At the end of working with Kate Beckinsale, I told her it was an honor to work with her, and she said to me, "It was an honor to work with you too." And that made me, I was like, no, it wasn't, but oh my God, that was so cute. Thanks for saying that. Anybody else that I feel like the only people that could make me blush, like if I ever met Bruce Springsteen, when I meet Bruce Springsteen, I will just die. Anthony Kiedis, I would die. Drew Barrymore, Adam Sandler. Those are people I would just collapse. I mean, collapse. It'd be game over. Resuscitate. Because, whoo. In the super chat, Andrew Thomas says, "Hey, Roxy, great Christian stream yesterday. You look hot and sexy yesterday." What about today, Andrew? What about today? No, I totally get it. I had a full face of makeup on yesterday because I had a whole day of work. And today, I also have a full face of makeup on. JK. This is called haven't slept, have no makeup on, have been stressed all day. Look, is it hot and sexy or nah? Or nah? Okay. So let me go to my list and send in your Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Schreier. Halfway through the show, so get them in. Okay. Uh, the internet hates what I love or just hates how I love it. Let's talk about it. The Superman trailer that came out that I love, that everybody hates, and just won't leave me alone about the fact that I loved it. Why? Just the extended footage. It is so funny. And everybody keeps saying, this is the girl who said it does not exist. When 8 years ago on Collider, I said that the Snyder Cut didn't exist. And then remember they had to put in like $10 million more to release it. So really it didn't exist in its entirety. But okay, I'll take the L on that one. We ended up getting it. I did not think we were going to get it. I was wrong about that. We did get the Snyder Cut. They released the Snyder Cut. I liked the Snyder Cut. These people say it like they're finding a racist tweet of mine. This is the girl. How could you ever trust her? This is the girl who said the Snyder Cut did not exist. So, of course, Shell. Of course, she's going to think that this new Superman movie trailer looks good. She's an idiot. She's the worst. She didn't even think the Snyder Cut existed. Like any of my credibility of hosting DC movie news for 8 years or reading DC comics or being a DC nerd lover is gone because as a person in the entertainment industry, I didn't think that they were going to release an extended cut of a movie. And also that makes me evil and vicious. A cut that I liked, that when it came out, I was like, wow, I like that. Like, and I've said a million times, I was wrong. They did release it. When is good enough for people? So I'm finding this with Black Mirror. I covered Black Mirror for The Real Rejects. We covered all 6 episodes of season 7. I thought the season was fucking amazing. Like, truly amazing. I loved every episode. My favorite episode was an episode called Eulogy, starring Paul Giamatti. I loved it. It was my favorite of the season. In the episode, I find Paul Giamatti's character to be pretty angry. I say, I love this episode. It's my favorite episode of the season. His character has a lot of anger in his heart. Some of the comments are like, insane. Like, how could you call him angry? On account of the fact that he pounds his fists. He destroys a hotel room out of anger. He raises his voice multiple times. There are characters who don't want to talk to him because they're afraid he'll be so angry. Those are the reasons. This was the best episode and he was not angry. I also loved this episode. You and I just, I guess, have different viewpoints on the character. But if I love something and you love something, doesn't that mean we have something in common? Like, why are you attacking me for different thoughts on something than you have, even though we both love it? It used to be you just got attacked if you didn't like something somebody loved or you liked something they didn't. But now you can both love something or both hate something. And if you don't do it the exact same way, they attack you. That's crazy. What the hell is that about, internet? Are all these people bots or are they real? Because it's like their viewpoint is so insane that I have that I'm like, we either are in a simulation or you guys are all bots because you can't be real. You can't be real and have those thoughts. It doesn't make any sense. In the super chat, Jake Yakoveta, can you explain why Kalinowski doesn't look 50? How old is he? Is he 50? I think he stays really active, loves his life, has a beautiful girlfriend, really cool job, probably genetics, dyes his hair, I think. Probably has a good skincare routine or something. Those would be my guesses. Some maybe those things. Thanks for the question, Jake. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Send in your questions, comments, concerns in the Streamlabs. Brandy, what's up, my girl? Says, I found my dress tonight. Yay! Check your Facebook Messenger for a sneak peek. Okay, you guys don't get to see her dress, but you do get to see me seeing her dress, and that has to be something. Okay. Now, ladies, I found my wedding dress. Oh my God. This is so fucking beautiful. Holy shit, girl. Oh my God, the back. Oh, guys, I cannot wait till you guys see Brandy. Holy shit. You look hot. Like smoking hot. Damn. This is stunning. And I won't say what kind of accessory, but the accessory. I'm obsessed with this for you. Obsessed. He's going to die. Ugh. So good, Angel. So happy for you. Guys, get ready for those pictures. When is the wedding? When are you getting married? Boo thing. Mike Joyce in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider says, are any of your other family members helping out with Papo's stuff? Yes, they are trying. Unfortunately, I'm the person who's dealt with the VA for 15 years. So it's like harder to pawn that off onto anybody than it is just to do myself because I know all the doctors, all of the phone numbers. It's like 40 people I deal with there, so because I'm the person who does it, I'm the person who does it. Oh my God. Yeah. Halloween. Oh my God. Brandy. I can't say why, but like, duh. So because I'm the person who does it, I'm the person who does it. But my grandparents have 2 sons. One of them lives across the country and he is on vacation. So he's on vacation with his fam, so not bothering him. And also he doesn't live here. So he's just like not in the know with their like it's not that he's not, they talk all the time. Like my Grammy and him have a great relationship, but he's just not really involved with this kind of stuff that you have to be more like present and hands-on for. And then my other uncle lives out here. Him and I have been on the phone all week, so many fucking hours, and he is involved and he's helping with phone calls and stuff, but not on the VA side of things. It's just, and the VA side of things is the most time consuming by far, but because I'm the one who got him the wheelchairs and the one who got him the chairlift and the one who dealt with all of his PT and his OT, and the one who did the hospice and the one who deals with all the MS VA appointments and the audiology VA appointments and all the pickups for him and all the drop-offs for him. I'm just they wouldn't be able to deal with somebody else. I'm also the point of contact for the VA. So you always have to go through me and then I'd have to like pawn off. Yeah. So that just is what it is. So far. Anyway. But thank you guys for asking. Yeah. Yeah. And they also have their own stuff that they're dealing with. Like there's, yeah. My siblings sometimes are like, if I ask them specifically, they'll help with things, and I think they wish they could help more, but again, they're not here. And it's like, this week Grammy had doctor's appointments. I'm the only person who lives here, so that just is what it is. Okay. I had to show you just because if I hadn't met you, I wouldn't have met the people that introduced me to Justin. I know. Brittany, are you obsessed with it? Like, it's the perfect dress for you. It's perfect. Are you guys getting married in Massachusetts? Hit us with the deets, or as many as you're willing to share. Yeah, she says I am obsessed with it. You must be. I mean, if a dress looked like that on me, I would like live in it. Yes, in Massachusetts. Oh my God. What kind of venue is it? Is it indoor, outdoor, like oh my God, in Fall River? That's crazy. Wait, did you go to the famous Fall River wedding dress shop? All of my friends always go to Fall River for their wedding dresses because apparently it's like the best wedding dress shop ever in Fall River. Indoor, good, because October, so looks like a theater. Oh my God. That is so cool. This is crazy. Girlfriend, if you do not send me 4,000 photos, we have beef. I didn't. I went to Taunton. Cool. I know Taunton. Apparently, there's some wedding dress shop in Fall River that so many people love. But wherever you went is the perfect place to go. Wherever you went. Okay, Streamlabs in, Super Chat in. Let's talk a little bit about the world, shall we? It's so exciting. The world is doing so well. Everybody loves us. No notes. The tariffs haven't fucked anybody. Our politics aren't totally screwed. Okay. Let's chat about it. Let's chit chat. Okay. So the girls went to space, y'all. How do you want to talk about this? I know I'm the person to decide, but I'm asking you guys because do you want to know my real thoughts on this? Or do you want me to just break down the story? Because if you want to know my real thoughts on this, I'm going to tell you, but I don't think you're going to like them. I'm a little nervous about it. And by the way, if you just Google girls in space, it comes up, which is hysterical. This is hysterical. Okay, so we know a bunch of celebs, all female, went the Blue Origin space flight, and they have been getting slammed. I mean, truly slammed, especially Katy Perry. You cannot go on TikTok or Instagram right now and scroll through and not see them get slammed. And it seems like they're getting slammed by liberals. They're getting slammed by conservatives. I saw like 10 people from Barstool slam them. I saw people from all like my content creator friends slammed them. Everybody was slamming them. It was a flight that was 11 minutes. They released audio recordings of like the screaming of the girls that went everywhere. But okay, let's go through ABC News. Blue Origin's all-female crew, which included pop star Katy Perry, completed their trip into space Monday morning. The flight lasted 11 minutes and traveled more than 60 miles above Earth, according to Blue Origin, passing the Karaman line, which at 62 miles above sea level is considered to be the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and outer space. Along with Perry, the crew included Blue Origin owner Jeff Bezos' journalist fiance, Lauren Sanchez, who is also a helicopter pilot, journalist Gail King from NASA, former NASA rocket scientist Aisha Bowe, bioastronautics research scientist and civil rights activist Amanda Nguyen, and filmmaker Carrion Flynn rounded out the crew, according to Blue Origin. Upon landing back on Earth and exiting the capsule, Perry raised her hand to the sky and kissed the ground. If you haven't seen that meme of her kissing the ground, I guess it's just a gif. As she gets down, that has gone everywhere. Speaking after touchdown, Perry said she brought a daisy with her into space in honor of her 4-year-old daughter, Daisy, who she shares with fiance Orlando Bloom. Quote, "I feel super connected to love," Perry said. Quote, "I think this experience has shown me how much love is inside of me." End quote. In a separate interview, King said that Perry sang "What a Wonderful World" while the group was in space. Oprah Winfrey, who was King's best friend, was in the crowd watching the launch and removed her glasses and wept when the capsule touched down. King, who has said she's afraid of flying, kissed the ground as she climbed out of the capsule, thanking Jesus and then Bezos. Quote, I am glad I did it. I have no regrets. I'm stepping away from my comfort zone. I may now get my ears pierced. End quote, King joked. She then followed by paraphrasing a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt, quote, courage is doing something that scares you, but you do it anyway. End quote. During a news conference at Blue Origin's Texas facilities on Monday afternoon, the six-person crew reflected on their experiences being aboard the flight. Sanchez described the trip as profound, adding, I was up there and you see Earth, and then you know it's completely black, but we got to see the moon and it was in complete and utter darkness. And then you look back at Earth and it's like this jewel, end quote. King addressed some of the criticism and the space trip has received, saying that she had heard people refer to the trip as a ride, a word she resents, adding that journey is a better descriptor. Okay. We've had some crazy Yankees and haters, she said. I've heard you. I'm not going to let you steal our joy. But most people are really excited and cheering us on and realize what the mission means to young women, young girls, and boys too. Perry agreed with describing the trip as a journey, adding that it was a spectacular one. The Blue Origin mission marks the first all-female spaceflight since 1963, according to the company, following Soviet cosmonaut Valentina Tereshkova solo spaceflight in 1963. NASA's early astronaut program was exclusively male for nearly 2 decades. After the Soviet mission, the 6-person crew emerged the staging hangar at 8 a.m. with family and friends lining a small pathway, cheering and giving high fives as the crew made their way to the launch site. The launch window opened at 8:30 a.m., according to Blue Origin. I've dreamt of going to space for 15 years, and tomorrow that dream becomes a reality, Perry said on social media. On Sunday, the 11th crewed New Shepard flight, which is officially called NS-31, lifted off from the company's launch site 1 in Western Texas. Okay. So, shall we talk about it? I want to hear what you guys have to say. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in. Let's talk about the space mission that is literally everywhere. Every GIF, every meme, every joke, every website, every content creator, everywhere. And everything I'm watching, it's almost all about this. High key, should we be spending our money in better ways than this right now? Yeah. Are there so many issues that this is just a distraction and it taking over the news cycle is kind of ridiculous? Yeah. But I told you guys you're not going to like my opinion on this, and here's why. I'm not going to waste my time making fun of these girlies. They're not the problem, and I don't care. I hope you guys had the best journey, not trip, ever. I hope you live really beautiful, happy lives. And I hope that you take all that love you say you have in your heart and you fight the good fight and you come back and you give back to the people and the problems that are really in need. Additionally, I think it's kind of cool that we are more regularly going to space. And I think we really need space exploration, which this is really not. But in general, because we don't know how much longer this planet is going to be a viable place to live. So the more comfortable people get with the idea of doing space travel, which again, this is nowhere even close to anywhere that we would need to go, as they just went that 62-mile mark. I'm not as crazy torn up about this as people were. Yeah, Laura, if it's out of touch rich people shit. This is like when the Imagine video happened And everyone was so flipping out about that. And I was like, guys, I don't care. I don't think it's that big of a deal. And everyone was like, what? It's so bad. They're so out of touch. It's so ridiculous. Yeah. Maybe it's because I know a lot of out of touch rich people that say a lot of out of touch rich people shit. That when out of touch rich people do out of touch rich people shit, I kind of be like, okay, again, you're not our problem. Our problem is the fact that our government is like trying to kill us. And by us, I definitely mean women, but I also mean a whole lot of other people. I just don't really care that much about this. And I know that I'm talking about it here on my show, but people are shredding them like, oh my God, you guys are the worst. Ugh. You really think Katy Perry is the problem? If Homegirl wants to go space and then come back down and write a song about space, sing your heart out. Don't care. Don't care. Yeah, Noah, this is a problem that women at NASA are losing their jobs now. Not because of this flight, because of this administration. Do I wish that the girls use this as an opportunity to actually talk about STEM? Because y'all saw that Katy Perry interview where she was like, I'm like really interested in STEM and like learning about space and stuff. Just like, what? Do I wish that they'd use this as an opportunity to be like, yeah, we are going to space, but we did absolutely nothing to have the right to go on this trip. We are not the scientists or rocket scientists behind this. And there are so many. And here are some of the names of some of the women who helped pave the way in order for us to be able to take this not trip journey. And here are the people who are losing their jobs. And here's where the government funding's getting cut. And here's what we can do. Yeah, I really wish they did that. But they didn't. And were we expecting them to? It'll be interesting to see what Gayle King talks about in weeks to come. And what Oprah's thoughts are on this. Because she was there. What are you guys' thoughts? Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Do you think this is a big deal? Not a big deal? Is anybody out there excited? Like, oh my God, this was so cool. Would love to hear from you. Send them in. Jake Yakoveta in the Streamlabs says, salute to Brandy and Justin. Love y'all. That's very sweet. Yeah. Honestly, once you guys see Brandy's dress, it's game over. Like, Mr. ND Fanatic says, yep, I don't care. And you saying that made my day. LOL. Yeah, it's just like, word. Sometimes I'm kind of interested by the stuff that people get so obsessed with. Like the internet was obsessed with this. Okay. Sure. Whatever. But I'm also not going to stand here and defend them like, guys, be nice to Katie. Be nice to Katie. Okay. I think be nice to everybody you can be nice to, but also like, this is not my hill to die on. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys not to post pictures of Katy Perry kissing the ground. That was a funny image. It was funny. Objectively speaking, it was funny to watch her kiss the ground. You were gone for 11 minutes, girly pop. I understand you don't like the word trip, but that is literally shorter than it takes me to get to the grocery store. Journey. But you did go space. And honestly, if I had $28 million to spare, would I use it to go to space? No. No, I would not. But if I had $1 billion to spare, maybe. Maybe. But I don't think I will ever have $1 billion to spare. Because as you guys know, I'd be trying to help too many people to ever get to $1 billion. I hope I have millions and millions of dollars one day, and then I can support all my loved ones, and then I can help so many people. Space would be cool. I hope somebody takes me there one day. And that I stay with the aliens and shit. Streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer. Super chat in. Send in your thoughts. Let me know. Okay, going down the list of things. Why is my IG still in squares? Going back to my personal life for a second. Does anybody know the answer to this? I'm using you guys as my own personal therapist today, but okay. On Instagram, we all moved months ago to a rectangle format. So this is me on the Real Rejects Instagram. Rectangles, right? It's all rectangles. Rectangle, rectangle. On my personal, it's still in squares. Why am I still in square when everybody else is in rectangle? And it's annoying because, like, for example, if you see this top one right here that's in square, that's what it looks like for me. But if you go to look at mine from somebody else, it doesn't look like it's in square, and it changes the thumbnail. So it's not that you guys can see me in square. So everything that I set, it looks one way, and then you guys see it differently. And I see things in square. Yeah, Mike, I checked my settings. I mean that with all the love in the world, but you think I'm going to bring this up? It's been months. I've updated the app. I've uninstalled it and reinstalled it. I can't find it in settings where it could be. I've gone on every YouTube, like, why is this? And I just never, I don't understand. How do I get out of the square mode? Just so frustrating. These are the real problems, okay? The other thing that never updated for me is, you know how in a swipe, people can do more than 10 now? I can still only do 10 in a swipe. Yeah, but Mel, you wouldn't prefer the square if nobody else could see you in square and you don't see anybody else in square. And as a content creator, it makes it very difficult to do my job when I'm posting things and it's not how other people are seeing it. And I don't see other people as square. Leonard. It's got to be it. That's the only explanation possible. Anyway, if anybody has any actual answers as to why this is happening or anything that I can really do other than uninstall and reinstall, make sure the app is upgraded, looked at any of the settings that I could find. Brenda, you're square still too? What the fuck? Why can't I do more than 10 in a swipe? That shit's annoying. Speaking of annoying, y'all, the new Apple update sucks. It sucks. It sucks. The way the photos are sucks. I hate the new Apple update. Is everybody else struggling with it? And the text message feed, everything sucks. Sucks. That's how I feel. How do you guys feel? Not here that much longer. Send any final Streamlabs. Thank you to those who did Streamlabs today. Very low Streamlabs day. RQMDSMD, Mr. ND Fanatic, Mike Joyce, Brandy, and Jake Yacovetta so far. Also, thank you to the people who have super chatted in. Andrew Thomas, Jake Yacovetta, Mr. ND Fanatic. Keep sending in that support, please. We need it. We love it. We want some more of it. Eating good in the neighborhood. What is that? Burger King. Okay, yeah. So this says Katy Perry, Papa's cremation issues, Daredevil, which I just talked about the people being annoying, but just as a side note, I'll talk more about it when I talk more about TV. But I really like the finale. I like the last couple episodes a lot. Katy Perry in space. Internet hates what I love. My IG in squares. 10 posts on a slide. New Apple update sucks. Tom and John reading with each other Spider-Man and Punisher. That was cool. The Bill Gates thing. Shall we talk about it? Shall we talk about it? You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Bill Gates says AI is coming for two kinds of jobs that once seemed tech proof. Bill Gates said AI could solve shortages in two key professions, teaching and medicine. But solving shortages is just the beginning. The billionaire says AI would help plug labor gaps, even in blue collar roles. He said that AI could make early retirement or shorter work weeks possible. It's like, but is that what it would do, or is that what it could do if society didn't suck? Like, if we all thought, like, oh, AI is going to help improve our jobs and make our jobs a little easier, and then you only have to work 3 or 4 days a week instead of 5, 6, or 7 days a week, and it's going to help us have earlier retirement. But the cost of living is going up. They're not going to pay us more to do less work. And there's just absolutely no world in which I see in this society that AI is going to get us paid more with shorter work weeks and earlier retirement. Prove me wrong. I'll be stoked. Prove me wrong. AI will come in and provide medical IQ, and there won't be a shortage, she said on People by WTF podcast that was published on Friday. Long focused on public health, Gates noted that the countries such as India and those in Africa continue to face a shortage of medical professionals. The U.S. has this issue also. A report from by the way, this is from Yahoo News. A report from the Association of American Medical Colleagues last year projected the U.S. would face a physician shortage of up to 86,000 specialists and primary care doctors by 2036. The country needs hundreds of thousands of doctors to provide an equal amount of care to everyone, including minorities, those without medical insurance, and people living in rural areas. Michael Dill, the organization's director of workforce studies, told Business Insider last year. I like that, though. There are great things it could do, and they make it sound like it's going to do those things. So, like, anybody who's listening to this is like, do you guys want more equal care for people, including minorities and those living without medical insurance and in rural areas? All of us, yeah, duh, we want that. But in reality, is that actually what we're going to get by improving by AI taking over, or is it just going to eliminate people's jobs and make them paid less and less valued? The number of doctors specialized in geriatric care is also dwindling, even as populations age. Medical professors told BI in March that the influx of older patients could lead to a quality of care crisis. To ease burnout in the industry, healthcare-focused AI startups have raised billions by pitching themselves to fix. Startups including Suki, Zephyr AI, and Tenor say that they can lighten workload by automating repetitive tasks such as billing and note-taking, improving diagnosis accuracy, and identifying patients for emerging treatments. Will this take away jobs? Will this actually help? I appreciate the positive spin, but we see through this. In the U.S., according to federal data released in 2023, 86% of K through 12 public schools reported difficulties hiring teachers for the 2023 to 2024 school year. About 45% of public schools said that they were understaffed. In the UK, London high schools started replacing some teachers with AI. Yes, because all that teachers are good for is just providing knowledge. It's not about the TLC that goes into it, K through 12. Like, think about your favorite teachers ever. Was it because of the information they gave you? Like, this whole thing is phrased like, see how good? And it's like, okay. The pilot program at David Game College involves 20 students using AI tools for a year in core subjects such as English, math, biology, and computer science, despite concerns about students using AI to cheat. Educators told BI last year that they were optimistic about generative AI's potential to save teachers time and improve learning, especially as classrooms become harder to staff. If AI does this, what's left for humans? Let's see what this says. Gates wasn't just talking about teachers and doctors. He said AI is coming for factory workers, construction workers, and hotel cleaners. Anyone doing work that required physical skill and time. The hands have to be awfully good to do those things. We'll achieve that, he said. Like, again, who reads this and is like, Yay! Yay! We're going to get rid of construction crews and factory workers and hotel cleaners. Good. Eliminate those jobs. Give it to a computer. Yay! The hands. Do they think we're idiots? Tech giants such as NVIDIA are getting big on humanoid robots designed to perform manual tasks, including picking items in warehouses and scrubbing floors. These robots aim to reduce labor costs, aka pay less to humans, and boost efficiency. Gates said the world was heading toward a future where work could be drastically reduced, or at least looks very different from now. You can retire early. You can work shorter work weeks. It's going to require almost a philosophical rethink about, okay, how should time be spent? How can you do those things when you aren't getting paid and have no money? It's like, yeah, a lot of people want to work less and retire earlier and have shorter weeks. But the cost of living is so outrageous. How are they going to do that? Gates added that he was grappling with that question. It's hard for those of us, in my case, spending almost 70 years in a world of shortage, even to adjust my mind. Is it hard for you? And your billions of dollars? I know a lot of us think of Bill Gates as one of the better billionaires, and he has given so much back. But this just feels like crazy town that he's saying this. Like, what about the fact that they need to get paid to live? In 1930, the economist John Maynard Keynes predicted the technological advances could eventually reduce the work week to just 15 hours. Yes, because we can all definitely live off of 15 hours. Nearly a century later, despite major productivity leaps, most people still work about 40 hours weekly. I actually don't know anybody who only works 40 hours a week. The majority, especially in LA, the majority of people I know work 60-hour weeks. I don't have to work, Gates said. I choose to work because it's fun. So relatable. Listen, I love what I do. I really do. You guys know I love being an actress and a host. I really do. Today, when I was with Grammy, she literally looked at me and said the words, "You need to get a life." Because I don't have one. Because first of all, having a life is expensive. If you want to meet up with your friends to eat or to do anything, you have to pay money for it. In order to do that, I have to work so many fucking hours. In order to do that, you don't have time to meet up with people. And the only person that I actually see is Grammy. Because who the fuck has time to work all the hours that you need to work in order to pay for the things you need to pay for, especially with the financial loss that we just took. So he's like, why do I work? Because it's fun. Yeah, the American people really relate to that. Yeah, I can't wait to work less and get paid so much less. Just it's fun. Like, what are you talking about? And to not even like, I didn't listen to the whole podcast, so maybe he did say something about this, but it's like, acknowledge the huge issues this could cause. Acknowledge it. RQMDSMD says, nice to know Bill Gates enjoys going to work. I'm happy for him that he likes to work. I like to work. I also like to get paid. And more than liking to get paid, have to get paid, in order to pay my bills. Mr. ND Fanatic says, my ex was Jewish and would eat dairy but never mix it with meat. Curious, do you not eat dairy at all? She would eat cheese pizza unlike you. Also, my Black Mirror question was not living in that world, but who you would act with in an older TV show. So your ex-girlfriend or boyfriend, my ex was Jewish and would never eat dairy, but your ex-girlfriend, she probably kept kosher. I don't keep kosher, where you can't mix dairy and meat. I have lactose issues, not related to me being Jewish, although actually probably related because a lot of Ashkenazi Jews are lactose intolerant because of our genetics. Who would I want to act in an older show? Probably Marilyn. I mean, wouldn't that just be incredible? Or James Dean, Marilyn Monroe, James Dean. I have to think more about who the exact answer to that is, but something along those lines. Okay. Thank you for that. Noah Sparks 03 in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, can't wait to hear your thoughts on Andor season 2 next week. I'm excited for it to come back. It is difficult. I heard that was the showrunner or one of the creators today talking about like how it's going to be fun for viewers to watch 3 episodes, but he feels bad for podcasters. So hard to cover so much. But yeah, I'm excited for Andor. And I can't wait to talk about it with you guys. Jake Yakoveta in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, I've spent 20 plus years honing my craft as a graphic artist. AI is absolute bullshit and is killing my business. At least I still have your overlay on my resume. Yeah, it's still here. Although I'm thinking that I'm going to I need to do a whole redesign of the show. I'm going to make it very me and very fun, but I'm not going to use AI to do it. I will do it myself. Muhahaha. But I've loved this for a very long time. So thank you. All right, my friends. I saw Sinners. It's so good. Sinners is so good. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Who's planning on seeing it this weekend? Let me know. Send in any final Streamlabs. We're getting out of here in a few minutes, so in a couple minutes. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in. Thank you so much to those of you guys who have already done so, including in the super chat, Andrew Thomas, Jake Yakoveta, and Mr. ND Fanatic. And in the Streamlabs, Jake Yakoveta, Noah Sparks 03, RQMDSMD, Mr. ND Fanatic, Mike Joyce, Brandy with that dress. Girl. And I say RQMDSMD. If I didn't, I'll say it. Even if I did, I'll say it twice. So nice, I'll say it twice. And thank you guys all for being here. I'm not saying anything about Sinners. I just am saying it was really good. I'm not saying anything else. I'm just saying it was sick. Really liked it. You're seeing it tomorrow. Okay, good. Good. I think it's awesome. It has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's wild. I'm sleeping all weekend. Yeah, Brandy, after that massive purchase, it's probably like, don't leave your house for a while. That's what I do. Oh, I will tell Ashley about the dress. I will. She'll be so excited for you. All right, friends. Well, I will see you, I think, on Sunday. I'll put it in the Discord. Until then, stay safe, stay sane, put down the toilet seat and lid. We do not want those flumes. Don't try with the Holocaust. Happy Passover. Justice for all. We have Streamlabs, so wait till I'm done with this and then I'll read the final Streamlabs coming in. Just for all of the people who've lost their lives due to excessive force. There's so many forms of excessive force going on right now. Excessive force by individuals, excessive force by the government, excessive force by people in positions of power. My body, my choice. For everyone in the rainbow, we love you. We stand with the women of Iran, some of the bravest women we've ever seen. And golden sparkles for the Zen one himself, Glenn Caesar. Mr. ND Fanatic in the Streamlab says, okay, makes sense. Def would cast you in Mask in 94 to see how you play off Jim Carrey. Oh, I thought you meant off of people who had passed away. Jim Carrey would be so sick to work with. I mean, so sick. If I do, leave in the chat now or in the comments after. If I do an Easter show at night, will you guys be here? Or does that not work for you guys? Let me know. I don't know how Easter works. My little Jewish butt is like, Easter's daytime, right? Like nighttime's no longer Easter? Is that not how it works? I don't know. let me know. Much love, and I will see you later, Gator. Bye.